Alrighty, so with GDC being right around the corner, the video for the characters will be revealed tomorrow. What I want to quickly do is go over a bit of an extended preparation guide so that way when the celebration actually does start, you guys can be ready. Now, if you guys, this may be your first major celebration you've ever been a part of, things that you want to be prepared for are Dokkan Awakening medals for the characters that are coming out because you can kind of work ahead a little bit of time. Also, what you want to do is also make sure your resources are prepared and ready to go. And then you also want to be link leveling characters that you may not have link leveled who are potentially going to be getting an EZA or a super EZA. These are all just little housekeeping things that we can do that keep you prepared and ready to go. So that way, when the characters drop, you have to do the least amount of work as possible because you're putting in that work now. So the campaign officially starts on the 7th, and I'm recording this and uploading it on the 1st, so you're going to have a decent amount of time to get ready for the celebration. With all that being said, if you guys enjoyed today's video and find it helpful, don't forget to leave a like before you go, and subscribe so that way you stay up to date with everything GDC moving forward. With all that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and get the easiest thing out of the way first, and maybe not the easiest, but the most repetitive thing out of the way first, and that is going to be the Zeni grind. Now, if you guys don't know, Zeni grinding is a very simple process. You want to find an EZA that you've been pimp slapping, and you can easily beat from stage 30 onwards. You guys can see I'm at level 78 on this one, so a bit further up, and it may take a little while to complete. But what you're going to be getting every time you do one of these is a Hercule statue that is worth 1.5 million Zeni. So you want to make sure that you're staying on top of your Zeni because EZAs are not cheap, right? They're an easy way for you guys to run out of Zeni very quickly. It's when you're Dokkan Awakening your characters, when you're Z Awakening characters, when you're training, when you're doing all of those fun things, it is super, super easy to run out of Zeni. So this is something that you just want to stay on top of. If you haven't sold your Hercule statues that are sitting in your inventory, you can go ahead and do that as well. This is just going to be an overall very easy way for you to stay on top of that. So figured I would at least mention this. This is going to be the Zeni method. You want to grind this until you are feeling pretty comfortable, right? This is going to sound like a lot, but really what you want to be is around a billion Zeni, right, at any given time. Because that's just an easy way for you to stay on top of it. Now, you don't need to be there at all times. I'm not saying it's a requirement, but if you want to feel comfortable and ready to go for the celebration, that's what I would recommend. So if you guys don't know how to sell your Hercule statues, I'll at least mention that very quickly. You want to go over here to the tab where it's Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks. Go over here to the big money sign, the Z, and then you can sell your Hercule statues. So you guys can see, because I do EZA grinding, your boy's sitting on about 6,000, but you could also sell these other ones right here. So if I were to sell some of the gold ones, you guys can see that it's going to put me back up to the Zeni cap, which is about a little 1 Zeni under 2 billion. So this is going to be the easiest and most efficient way for you to grind Zeni. If you're not a fan of that method, you can also go over to the story tab, or the growth tab, which is the second tab here on the JP version, and then go down over here to the Big Bucks Hercule Challenge, and this is going to be the same thing. So you can just go in here, grind this, and that's going to keep you up to date with your Zeni. So you want to make sure that you're maxing that out, getting as many as possible. The next step that you guys are going to want to work on is finding the theme of the celebration. We're thinking that it's going to be future because of Zamasu, and just starting to get an adequate amount of medals for each sort of one that's related to it, right? So what we're looking for, we're scrolling down the list, we're trying to find the Merge Zamasu Dokkan event, the Vegito Blue Dokkan event, and what you want to do is just get a comfortable amount of all of these medals. So I would say around 45 to 50. 35 would probably be the bare minimum that you're going to need, because typically the way a Dokkan Festival LR is going to work, you are going to need 70 of the new medal and then 35 of the other one. So whenever we can find this Merge Zamasu Dokkan event, there's so many of these in the game now. What you want to do is just go through and, in my opinion, grab 35 from each stage that has a Dokkan Awakening medal. So if we go in here, there's medals on these. Then if we scroll down, where is the stage? You guys can see just from looking in here, every type of Awakening medal, you want to grab 35 of this one, 35 of this one, and then 35 of the other Zamasu one right here. Now, what you can do, and I don't blame you, if on stage 4 you want to use your boosts, I would absolutely think that that's an okay thing to do, because this stage is a pain in the ass, right? Because you are stuck in the infinite Zamasu domain where you are doing turns of the least amount of damage. So when it comes to Dokkan events in specific, there are multiple ways that you can approach this, but like I said, you want to just try and make sure that you're going through, maybe grabbing some from Sword of Hope, Rose Goku Black, Vegito Blue, Goku Black. Just go through all of the Future Saga related ones and grind up a bit. Now, keep in mind, there are also going to be support missions that are going to help you get extra, but you want to make sure that you just have them ready to go. Pre-farming medals is a really good practice just for you to be able to pull the character and get them in your box and ready to go as soon as possible, so I think that is a good practice. Now, before we move on, one thing that you should be doing when you are doing your World Tournament stuff, not World Tournament, what am I talking about? When you're doing your stuff for Z Awakenings and Dokkan Awakenings, what I like to do is build a team that works really fast. Like, you want to have animations that are really quick. So one good way to do this is to go to the super side of things and just use super EZA characters. Now, I know that sounds kind of odd, but with super EZA characters, the beauty of them is they are very old, right? And what does that mean? If a character is very old, that means you could just absolutely blitz through some of these older Dokkan events that just are really quick, and you're just watching super attack animations that are a good 3 seconds rather than a good 15 seconds. So setting up something like this, just putting your super EZAs on one team, this is going to be a really good way for you to really burn through Dokkan events and not have to think much about it, right? This is just going to help you build a fast team, and just watching the least amount of super attacks is going to be good. Now, you might be saying, Vilify, I don't have these super EZAs, what can I do? Well, I'm happy that you asked. What you can do is go over here and use the free-to-play Ginyu Force team, or just run like a regular version of the Ginyu Force team if you want, right? AGL Ginyu does have a bit of an extended super attack animation, but you just do something like this and you're good to go. These teams are going to be absolutely fine for doing Dokkan events. Dokkan events are not difficult anymore, so just keep that in mind. I think this is going to be a really efficient way for you to be able to get prepared for the GDC and just a fast team that you can use. So do keep that in mind. This is going to be what you want to do. Make sure you're on top of your Dokkan Awakening medals. It's a pain in the butt right now, but you'll come back in a week when you pull the new LRs and you only have to spend like a good 15 minutes Dokkan Awakening them, and you'll say, thank you, Vilify, I'm glad that I did this. So go pre-farm your Dokkan Awakening medals, very important section. Let's go ahead and move on to the last one, which is going to be characters that you need to be link leveling, and then other general prep that you can do. Okay, so the main section of this video, the meat and potatoes, if you will be characters that you want to be link leveling in preparation for a likely EZA. Now, when I'm recording this video, we only know that Future Saga with Zamasu is the only thing that's been, confirmed from the celebration, right? We know Zamasu's at least a part of it in some shape or form, right? Maybe it has something to do with the Dragon Balls. Maybe it's not even Future Saga as the theme. Maybe they're just part of it, right? Because like you could look at the 10th anniversary and you could say that it wasn't Universe Survival Saga as the theme, but there were two Universe Survival Saga LRs. So just keep that in mind. I'm making this off of what we know. Now, characters that you should be looking out for. Right away, we can get this out of the way. This character right here, they are not going to be a character that you're going to be link leveling, right? Because they're not going to be getting an EZA more than likely during the celebration. I would say they're pretty far off because they're not even 2 years old yet. And it's the same thing here with our buddy Zamasu, right? This is the same thing. You're not going to need to be link leveling this character because he's just not in the wheelhouse for a buff at this time. So, who is in the wheelhouse for a buff at this time? I'm happy you asked. First and foremost, Vegeta and Trunks. This is one of the best characters they've ever designed, really, when they came out, with just how dominant they were. So if you were playing when they came out, you more than likely already have them link leveled. But this character right here, definitely somebody you want to be prepared for, just because of how good they should be when they EZA. And if they aren't that good, they still have a very clutch leader skill if you are a newer player, and that is always going to be helpful. The next character that I want to look at here is going to be our boy Infusion Zamasu. Now with this guy, we talked about him yesterday in our Who Could EZA video. But you want to make sure that you have this guy link leveled. You might be asking why. You can tell by the top left, or not the top left, but the top left of his little link skill. What does he have? He has the big, the bad, the boss. So with big bad bosses, you want to make sure you have this at link level 10 because you want him to be able to perform at his best at any time. And linking him up with the Zamasu, a Goku Black, right? Omega Shenron for whatever reason, Buhan, right? You guys can see who he links up with. Some of the best characters in the game. And if we go down here, maybe even potentially some characters that I don't have, you could talk about as well. This Cell right here, he also links up with him as well. So you want to make sure at the very least, if you're feeling a little bit lazy and don't want to get all the way to link level 10 with everything, at least make sure you finish big bad bosses. That is a very essential villain link. You guys know this. And his EZA has potential to be pretty damn good in my opinion. So make sure that you're taking care of that. Now, when it comes to super EZAs, I wouldn't bet on like the OG Trunks and the OG Goku Black and Zamasu getting super EZAs, but I guess it's not impossible. So if you want to do that, you can. But again, I don't think that's going to happen. But if we look at some EZAs potentially for super EZAs, this is where things actually do get kind of interesting. This Goku Black has potential for a super EZA, no doubt about it. He has big bad bosses, and we talked about that in yesterday's video. This guy's super EZA could be crazy and more than likely will work very, very well with the new alleged LR Zamasu and Goku Black that we are all expecting. Now, when it comes to another super EZA that a lot of people are anticipating, it's going to be this physical Vegito Blue. This guy, I'm sure most of you know, we've talked about this in some capacity in the past here with who could potentially get a super EZA and the impact that he had as a TUR over the game. Not many characters were as good as he was when he got his EZA, just compared to everything else, right? We've kind of moved it to an LR-dominated space, and it's very hard for a TUR to keep up, but this Vegito Blue is definitely able to do that, but we're not here to talk about the past, we're here to talk about the future, and no pun intended, with this guy. So hopefully his super EZA kicks ass, but if not, at least make sure you have him link leveled so you're ready to go. Now, when it comes to regular TUR EZAs for Future Saga, things are a little bit more interesting. You guys can see here with Super Saiyan Trunks, I think this is definitely an option. What I really want from his EZA is just for him to be like, to have an incentive to transform. What do I have this guy at? 69%. Yeah, this game's weird. But you want to make sure that you have this guy ready in case he is good to go, and when you transform, he is an absolute stud. So you want to keep that in mind when he is. I think this is probably going to be his EZA window. He came out late 2021, so we are definitely coming up on that time. And then his counterpart, they were basically counterparts. They released it like damn near the same time. This is the funny case. I have this character at 55%. Like, this game is just weird sometimes, but they have potential with their EZA as well because they have a Ghost Usher, very, very clutch character that is probably going to be getting an EZA. But when we look around at everything else, it is kind of tough to say who else would potentially be getting one. But you want to make sure that you're at least just getting the main ones out of the way. And in my opinion, those are going to be the main ones for the Future Saga. Now, I could always make another video, who should we be link leveling when the theme is officially confirmed. But for now, if you're looking for something to do on the game right now, that is what I would recommend that you do. Make sure that you are link leveling, make sure you're getting your Zeni up, and you are pre-farming your Dokkan Awakening medals. If you need to know the stage for link leveling really quickly, you can either do 38-7 or you can do 35-6 in the quest mode. I would recommend 35-6. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know how you guys are feeling about the Future Saga Global Dokkan campaign and all that fun stuff in the comment section below. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if you did enjoy this one, don't forget to leave a like before you go, and subscribe if you're new, so that way you can stay up to date with everything GDC. A lot of videos coming down the pipeline very soon because Dokkan's about to heat up. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.